Josh, I guess just take us through the second quarter. You had a nice drive there in the first quarter, and it seemed like things stalled there for a period, and that ultimately was kind of the difference in the game.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the biggest thing in the second quarter is, offensively, we put them in position to score 10 points. And anytime you're trying to win, what they call the middle eight of the game, but controlling momentum into halftime and then coming out of halftime, if you do that with the number one team in the country, it's not going to turn out well. So we have a turnover, give them the ball in our end of the field, and then, we drop a completed pass on third down. And even if we don't get the first down there, that's going to run the clock, and they'd use their 2 timeouts, and going to leave them with 15 seconds left, where they really don't have a great opportunity to drive down and get that last field goal they did. So we have to learn, offensively to manage those situations.
Tremar Harris got his first playing time, and not only did he get playing time, you're challenging some top-tier corners with him down the field. What has he done to earn that playing time and to be a guy that you can trust with deep balls?
Well, Tremar is very gifted, very talented, and at the first year he was just lagging behind and understanding, but as the years gone on, he's worked hard, and really more as a credit to Tremar, he's gone down to the scout team and he's worked extremely hard and given them an unbelievable look, and the more we watch that film and watch him performing against our top players on the scout team end, we're like, hey man, this guy deserves the opportunity to come up and get a chance to make some plays, and he got out there that day and did a good job.
I think you mentioned this in passing, just that last possession of the first half. Can you kind of go into what the strategy was from a play calling perspective there? You ran the ball twice, and then when they were out of timeouts, you threw it, and that's what left them.
Yeah, sure. The thought process was make them use their timeouts, which we did. And then our next thought was, do we want to run the ball? Or do we want to try to get the first down? Once they'd use their timeouts, we decided that we would like to try to get the first down, and then us have the opportunity, if we could get the first down, to go down and get some points on the board. And obviously it didn't work. So it wasn't the right decision when it didn't work. But if we catch the ball there, in all actuality, it does work if we secure the catch.
That still seems to be a thing that's holding this offense back, even 10 games in. It's just dropping balls. Like, any reason why that's been such a plague this far into the season?
Yeah, I don't really know the answer to that, other than we just had to keep working at it. And I do believe that your hands can be improved through repetition, and that you catching the football is something that it's a learned skill, and it does come naturally to some guys. Some guys are really good at it, but most guys actually it becomes a learned skill. Really, that was not the catch. That in particular instance, it was tucking the ball away as soon as you catch it. And so we took the ball, we dropped it to our belly. We've been working that drill in practice too, tucking it on our chest. And when you drop it to your belly, you got a chance for it to get knocked out, and that's what happened. We caught it. We just got it knocked out because of a poor habit in ball security.
Just your thoughts on the touchdown drive with Malachi, what he showed you on that drive. You did get helped out by a couple penalties there, but just what you saw from him on that drive leading to touchdown.
Well, one, you see his great attitude. He's played an awesome role as the backup this year. And every time he comes in the game, he's excited and super excited to go make plays. And so that part of him, to me, I really appreciate about who he is as a competitor and as a person. Number two, you see again, he's obviously, and it was into the game, and their second string guys were in, but they're still really good players. And he did a nice job of leading us down the field and going and converting a really nice throw for a touchdown.
Josh, what are the 1, 2, or 3 things that have been missing from this offense all year?
Well, the number one thing is just consistency of assignment and technique. Again, when you play a team that's physically gifted, like the team we just played, you're going to have there's going to be about 5 plays in the game where it's like, ooh, they kind of got us. Physically, they kind of, put it to us. So, and the other 60, 70 plays are just going to be about execution and technique, and that's what it's going to come down to. And so we have just not been consistent enough. We had opportunities Saturday all over the place. I look at the first 2 plays of the game, and if you go look at those, it's not easy to figure out. It's not hard to figure out. and we just didn't execute them. And that's what's been missing, is consistency of execution. And that's our job as coaches, to get our players to play at a consistent executing level. And so, like I told the players, like, we live through you. Like, when you don't execute, you have to take accountability for it, but I promise you the first thing we're doing as a coaching staff is, did we coach them well enough to put them in position to make that play?
You're an offensive line guy. Sort of just evaluate how that line's performed this year.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing. We had Saturday we had some really good plays. I remember there's a couple of pockets in there against the number 1 ranked team in the country at this point, that the quarterback was standing back there for what it seemed like 5-6 seconds, ability to throw the ball. And then we had a couple of critical plays that we had missed assignments on. So again, it's not just specific to our offensive line. It's it's the consistency of just doing your assignment, doing your job, down after down. And again, at the end of the day, that's our responsibility as a coaching staff to make that happen.
What have you seen from Washington on the field, their defense, and what challenges they kind of presents for you guys?
Well, they play really hard. You can tell they've got a winning culture in what they do. They're going to give you, multiple fronts, kind of like everybody is, and then mixer coverages on the back end. So we're going to have a great plan, and I think it's going to be. I've coached there once before. I think it's going to be probably in the 40s and kind of drizzling and raining and gray, and it's going to be the team that shows up excited to play, and a team that shows up and executes the best at the end of the day is what it's going to be. And we're going to go coach our tails off this week and put our guys in position to go make plays, and we're going to go make them. And that's what we've got to do, because they certainly have talent, and they certainly play hard, and they have a good scheme.
Without George Burhan, you've lacked a consistent pass catching tight end, and then Rico has a big play, might have been your biggest play of the game on Saturday.
Yeah.
Can he give you that? Is that what he adds as far as a different dynamic for this offense?
Yeah, for sure. And I think I know Christian Earls only has 1 catch on the season. Just kind of ball hasn't bounced his way, but I think Christian and Rico obviously are our next guys that can be receiving options for us from the tight end position. We've had some opportunities to get the ball to them, just haven't. We had a couple more in the Michigan game, just didn't get it to them, and a couple of those things where protection was messed up. And again, there's the consistent execution of what we're trying to get done. But I do believe Rico can give us that option. Once he gets the ball in his hands, he is explosive and dynamic with the football running it.
Any other questions for Coach Henson? All right.